Thus says the Almighty YAHUAH, there shall be a scarcity of food, a famine in the great Babylon, where it shall not be food in the land. People shall hunger, but the righteous they shall eat. They shall eat, but they shall be filled with the Spirit. It shall not be only food that they live by. Oh, my word, it never comes in vain. They shall live by my word. Every mouth that comes from the living Elohim, as my people did in the time. Babylon shall go through something major that Babylon has never seen. Everything shall be gone. Their food shall decrease, and they shall see that my word is never vain. My word never comes in vain. For you shall know that it is me who does this, as I have done in many other times. For I do not change, and my word does not change. Oh, it shall come back 50-fold. Babylon shall repay what she took. This shall be like the days of Jacob, when it was a scarcity and famine in the land. But Jacob, the true one, the true wise one, the one walking in my ways, he found a way to help the people. So gather up your things and get ready for what shall come. You shall need food, the food of good food, the food that shall last you. But you shall not just live by this food alone. You shall live by every word that comes from the living Elohim. You shall fast. My people shall fast. My people shall fast. They shall get right. Because this is the time that we are coming in. This is the time. So prepare yourself and be ready and live by the word that you live by. Live by the word that Messiah lived by. Live by the word that the prophets lived by. For they went 40 days and 40 nights with only the Spirit, letting Elohim, their YAHUAH, lead them. For food can be man's worst enemy. But YAHUAH shall be man's strength. Man shall not be weak when it comes to YAHUAH. So we're going to go to Bereshit, and we're going to read Genesis. We're going to read in Genesis. Now, when he said the days of Jacob, he's definitely talking about his son, Joseph. We all know that Jacob was the one who turned into Yashrael. And we all know when Joseph was in the land of Pharaoh, YAHUAH told him that this would be for 7 years. So this will be for 7 years. If YAHUAH is bringing this prophecy and he's telling us this is going to be for 7 years, because this is what he brings on the people of the evil, and that they shall depend on the righteous for them to get food. But basically in a dream, Joseph tells Pharaoh what it means. He says, the 7 good cows are 7 years, and the 7 good heads are 7 years, and the 7 lean and the ugly cows which came up after them are 7 years, and the 7 empty heads scorched by the east wind are 7 years of scarcity of food. So this is what YAHUAH led me to as he's telling me this prophecy of what's going to happen in Babylon. And truly, I would say heed the warning and start gathering up. For the righteous people who hears the voice of YAHUAH, start gathering up. And I also think this is a sign to me too, because I did ask him to give me a sign that it's time to start gathering up. It's time to start preparing. It's time to start preparing. And now that I'm hearing this, it really is time to start preparing. And let me just tell you, YAHUAH word is never in vain. Never in vain. And the thing is, I never know. YAHUAH brings it to me, and it all flows out. But one thing I have to say, when YAHUAH talks, he done warning. But like he said, so 7 years of great plenty are coming in the land of Mizraim. See, 7 years of great plenty are coming in the years of plenty. But after 7 years of scarcity of food shall arise, all plenty be forgotten in the land of Mizraim, and the scarcity of food shall destroy the land. The scarcity of food shall destroy the land. And the plenty shall not be remembered in the land, because the scarcity of food following it is very severe. And it says the dream was repeated to Pharaoh twice because YAHUAH was not playing. Oh. And then it says, again, like YAHUAH said, gather up the food. And it said, let Pharaoh do this, and let him appoint overseers of the land to take up 1/5 of the land of Mizraim in 7 years of plenty. And let them gather all the food of those good years that they are coming, and store up grain under the hands of Pharaoh. And let them keep the foods in the city. And the food shall be for a store for the land for 7 years of scarcity of food, which shall be on the land of Mizraim. And do not let the land be cut off by the scarcity of food. And the word was good in the eyes of Pharaoh, in the eyes of his servant. And Pharaoh said to his servant, could we find another like him, a man in whom the spirit of Elohim? And Pharaoh said to Joseph, since Elohim has showed you all this, there is no one discerning and wise as you. Be over my house. And y'all know, Joseph was the one that was over the food. He was the one that was storing up the shops. And y'all see how his brothers were evil to him, and they did what they did. And guess what? That is how these evil people are going to have to be for the people of YAHUAH, because these evil people won't know how to do it. But the righteous, they will understand what the word of YAHUAH is saying. They will go in scripture and understand what the word of YAHUAH is saying. This is not to fearmonger anybody. This is for preparation and restoration. It shall come. Babylon shall really fall. Do y'all see all our stuff being recalled? Chicken, all this stuff. It is all prophecy. It is all prophecy. Watch therefore. Watch therefore. That is all I have to say. For YAHUAH's word is never vain. And even I have had many dreams about the scarcity of food. But even after scarcity of food, they shall bring out food that will not be food. That will be food filled with chemicals that will lead to something abominable. Listen therefore, for YAHUAH has spoken. YAHUAH has spoken. Look around. See, because the time is now. Thus says YAHUAH, the times of scarcity of food in Babylon is now. Not only in Babylon, but in many other nations. You shall see the rise